Okay, it is December 1st, 2023. This is Dan Kerr. Could you tell me your name?
My name's Cody Reuschel.
And we are at David Bethuel Jameson's studio house on Walbridge. Could you tell us what brought you here tonight?
Yeah, sure. I work for the One Campaign. It's an advocacy organization that's goal is to end extreme poverty and preventable diseases. We focus on sub-Saharan Africa mostly, but obviously anywhere where we can cure some diseases or help prevent diseases, more than happy. And right now, for the last year, for all of 2023, we've been working, advocating on behalf of PEPFAR reauthorization, which is the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. And we thought it was going to be kind of easy. Thought it was going to be a walk in the park. It's always historically been a very easy program to pass, or reauthorize, I guess, technically. But in this last year, it has become sort of a hot button issue thanks to some Republicans in Congress who have made it about the abortion fight, which basically anyone involved says that's completely unrelated. But anyways, it's become a hot button issue now. So unfortunately, we are still advocating on PEPFAR 12 months later. And so kind of the whole organization is, in the US, the whole organization in the US is kind of taking World AIDS Day as an opportunity to try to make some more noise around PEPFAR and its reauthorization. So we have, I believe, at least 29 volunteers, or 29 events with volunteers out in their communities collecting letters that are going to be written to their members of Congress asking them for a clean 5-year reauthorization of PEPFAR. And I live in the DC area, and one of our volunteers in DC was coming to this show tonight. And so I decided to swing by and show some support and write a letter myself, you know.
That's great. And could you tell us a little bit about the importance of PEPFAR?
Yeah, of course. I'm not a policy expert by any means. I work more on the volunteer organizing and like data communication side, but PEPFAR is a hugely important program that not a lot of Americans know about, frankly. It was founded by George Bush, so I believe 20 years ago now, and it's since its inception in what would be, I guess, 2003, 2004, it has been responsible for saving 25 million lives, I believe, which is a lot of lives, mostly in, again, sub-Saharan Africa, where AIDS is a crisis everywhere, but it is especially prevalent there. They don't have as much treatment and access to treatment and antiretrovirals as we do here in the United States, and so thanks to PEPFAR, 25 million people have been able to get access to those life-saving medications. And again, this was created by George Bush, continued through every president up until now, every Congress up until now. So it's kind of, you know, the U.S. has a very complicated, and I would argue not always positive, foreign policy, impact on the greater world, especially in continents like Africa. But this is one of the just kind of clear home run programs that is well tracked, efficient use of funds to save tons of lives for a health crisis that is still rampaging around the world. But it is preventable, and it's cool that we're using U.S. funds to actually do that.
Could you tell me a little bit about how you got involved in doing the work that you do?
Sure, yeah. It actually started in high school. My friend, I have no idea how he heard about it, but my friend in high school heard about the One Campaign, and he thought it was just awesome that, there's this organization out there that isn't asking for money. We're not funded by small donations. We have a unique funding structure of having just a few large donors. But he thought it was awesome that there was an organization that was just asking for your voice, no money, to just save lives. And so in high school, he met with our English department. He convinced all the English teachers at our high school to assign an assignment to all their students to write a letter to their senator in support of, at that time, I believe it was the Global Fund, which was the Global Fund to End HIV/AIDS TB, and malaria. And so in high school, I had to write a letter to my senator to help fund or to tell them to continue to fund the Global Fund. And then I also had to go to my friend Akbar's basement to then package up all those letters that he collected, the hundreds of letters from our high school, and ship them off to our senators. So that was kind of my first experience with one. And I thought it was just amazing. Again, I feel like there's not a lot of opportunity, or I guess people don't know how easy it is to contact their members of Congress sometimes. I mean, maybe it's a little more common now with social media and stuff, but back when I was in high school, the thought of writing a letter to an elected official kind of saying, hey, I elected you, you work for me, please do this thing, I care about it, I'm your constituent, that was just very powerful to me. And so I got distracted in college a little bit. I didn't do too much with it again until, again, my friend Akbar introduced me to the then campus leader, the volunteer, who was in charge of kind of organizing my university's student body to take action on behalf of the One campaign. And I kind of fell back in love with the just advocacy of it all, of the simple act of writing letters and making phone calls and maybe occasionally swinging by their offices if they agree to let you in or talk to you. And I just loved it. And so when the then campus leader graduated, I kind of took over the reins and was then in charge of organizing my campus. And after that, I was invited to intern at the One campaign, and I've just been here ever since because, it's cool to be able to use your voice and talk to your members of Congress and tell them what you care about and why they should care about it too. Yeah.
Excellent. Are there any last things you'd like to share with us today?
I don't think so. Thank you for doing this. This is so cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hopefully something in there was useful. I don't know.
Definitely.